Starfleet Academy, Episode 3. This is getting bad. It wasn't as bad as what I thought it was going to be, but it's getting bad, and this is feeling less and less and less and less and less and less like a Star Trek, and more like a 90210 set in fucking space. Where's the science? Where's the exploration? Where's the this? Where's the that? Okay, there was one thing I did like about this episode. So it starts off with the space-proof dude, I don't know his name, writing a letter to his parents saying how good he's doing. And apparently in this episode, oh, by the way, this is your last chance to not have this episode spoiled. So spoiler warning, you got 5, you got 4, you got 3, you got 2, you got 1, and you're fucked now if you don't want spoilers. Anyway, he's writing his letter to his parents about how great he's doing because apparently his parents want him to be perfect, which is fucking impossible for anybody. And he starts his day off exercising. Okay, that's fine. And he's exercising beyond what the Academy wants him to exercise. The only thing I found odd about this scene is, why the fuck is the jump rope glowing? What, does that be future? I don't get it. But anyway, and then his rival / obvious romantic interest is getting up earlier than him, or gets up as early as him, and does, various shit. So apparently there's a Starfleet Academy and a war college. I'm not sure what the fuck the war college does, but there's, of course, a rivalry between the two. The first thing you see is that the officers, the cadets, they have to go through physical fitness, and they have to go through, and go through physical activity and be in shape and all this. But meanwhile, the officers that are instructing them, including the physical education instructor, can all be fat fucking pigs. What? So again, you get more and more 90210 vibes. Then you find out that the lockers are co-ed, which, okay, made sense in Starship Troopers, because that movie was ridiculous. Again, science fiction does have to be grounded in reality. This isn't science porn. Anyway, so the War College transports the Starfleet Academy kids all throughout the Academy, therefore starting the prank war, which, okay, I'm fine with kids in a prank war. I'm fine with even cadets. And hell, even if it was a bunch of ensigns, I might be fine with it. Because they're young, they're stupid. But it's when the instructors, like the commandants of both schools, are getting involved in the prank war. This would be like 2 ensigns pranking each other on the Enterprise, and Riker takes one side and Picard takes the other. That makes no fucking sense. So, they play this game that I can't remember the name of, that I don't care about. And it's basically replicating a fucking war. Then it's interspersed with more rom-com bullshit. And, of course, and a male actually wins something in New Trek. He had to do it kind of underhanded, but he won. Of course, this will be rectified. He will not be the team captain for long. So then they play, this game that they're playing is more like just sophisticated laser tag. There's more bullshit romancy subplots. And I'm sorry, but Holly Hunter is a woman, what, in her 50s? Why, and she's the commandant of the school and the captain of a starship. Why does she constantly act like a teenage girl lounging around? So apparently letter jackets are still a thing. This is at the end of the episode where everybody's getting their letter jackets. Oh, by the way, They play an off-the-books game of laser tag with the other college. And of course, the strong, empowered Whammon, she proves a much better leader. And the arrogant douchebag guy, he says, "You're the captain now, blah, blah, blah. I'll follow your lead." Yada, 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 yada. Almost as cringy as when Jon Snow kept fucking saying in Game of Thrones Season 8, "She's my queen. She's my queen. She's my queen." So once again, a more perfect woman has to replace a man. And yeah, the prank war ends with a bunch of plants growing in the goddamn cadets' dorms, or the war cadets' dorms. That Jet Madar chick is still incredibly insufferable. There's a few life lessons, again, making it seem like more of 90210 for the young kids peppered in this episode. The only thing I liked about this episode was the lesbian relationship, because you didn't see anything. They acted like a couple that have been together for a while, basically bitching and complaining about what's for dinner and somebody being late for dinner. That's the only part of this I liked. Outside of that, this whole episode sucked. This does not feel like Star Trek. This feels like fucking 90210 or Dawson's Creek set in fucking space. Benjamin Sisko's gumbo came alive. What caused this? But we don't have mysteries anymore. No, we have terrible fucking romances that nobody believes and nobody gives a shit about. You want to have a romance subplot in this show that I would give a fuck about? Have the two hot chicks start dating each other. Then I'll give a fuck. Outside of that, I don't care if pretty boy and hot chick meet up. I don't care if pretty boy number 2 and other hot chick meet up. I'm still awed at how many fat people there are in Star Trek or in Starfleet this century. And supposedly episode 4 is where it gets bad. This was not horrendous, but it was pretty lame and pretty fucking bad. Again, if this is the state of Star Trek, they need to decanonize everything from Discovery on. Maybe keep a bit of Strange New Worlds. They need to completely decanonize Discovery. They need to decanonize it. Actually, they can just leave this alone because it's set like 1,000 years in the future. Who gives a fuck? But yeah, they need to decanonize about 90% of Kurtzman track. So yeah, this episode sucked, and I am living in fear of episode 4.